Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, I've decided we are going to be adding our servicing module to the Ion station that I launched yesterday. I really decided to get this thing up and going as soon as possible. You know, Overall, I would like to get a space station in orbit around Duna as soon as possible, so this is going to be my launch for that, and maybe one of our next launches soon will be adding the new space station to the wow, brain farts. No, adding the space station to the Jewel SS carrier. We just need to pop one in there, and then it will be on its merry little way. So I have not really tested this design as far as how this is going to work out. This is actually two different service modules in one, and I will get to explaining that a little bit later. The module itself, it's two separate kind of modules. One of them is going to be servicing satellites, and the other one's going to be servicing bigger ships as far as getting the ion fuel to whatever ship is needed. I should speed up. Now, I just kind of slapped this thing together like I always do. It looks like it's going to make it. It's a little bit an oversized rocket for the intended purposes, but I just didn't feel like changing the rocket design so much. It really didn't. I really didn't think it's going to affect anything. I'll just throttle down a little bit to keep the G-forces a little bit down. This thing is intense. Too intense that it likes to break things. But we can get this thing into orbit, and we will definitely have we'll be in a better place than we were before. It's the way it always is. No, the Ion station itself, I'm actually fairly confident with. Now I am beginning to start thinking about maybe making a Ion station around the moon. And I think I'm going to hold off on that, only because the update hasn't, as far as being able to harvest, that update hasn't been released yet, and nobody really knows when it's going to be released or anything like that, and I don't want to start over preparing and getting to the point where I start building all this stuff, and then when the new update comes out or whatever, it's going to be, everything's going to be obsolete, and I will have to end up rebuilding it anyways. So with the station the way it is right now, I'll just get a little bit more, just a tiny bit, tiny. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Don't want to end up burning away a lot of fuel trying to get myself into orbit. There we go. Even though I probably do anyways, because a few people are like, why don't you change your rocket design? Why do you do your orbital turn so high? And honestly, like with the Minmus rocket that I launched a little bit back with the communication satellite, I'm so used to doing my orbital turns so high that to me doing it at any other point really just seems a little funky. So every time I do it, it's always just kind of at generally the same altitude, or I usually wait for speed. Speed is the number one thing I usually wait for too, is once I hit like 700 meters a second, something like that, 750, that's when I'll start doing my turn too. But like I said, and like the person who commented said his target. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what I'm doing. No, like the person who was commenting said, it always just kind of depends on what, you know, massive piece of space debris you're putting in orbit. Uh, it always just depends. You know, you never know what it is you're trying to do, you know, and everything else. So it, you know, you never know what will be the most perfect orbit and all that other good stuff. Now, I believe I put this at, you know what would be nice is if it would display the periapsis and apoapsis of the target that you're trying to get to, so you have a general idea on what the height of its orbit is, if you don't remember. Now, let's see, it's just telling me way too much information right now. Let's see, and all my stuff is in the way. I think that should be okay. The problem is docking way out here is a little bit harder than it is docking, you know, closer to Kerbin or closer to another body. It is easier in a sense that you're moving a lot slower, so you know you can pretty much pick up on something on one orbit. You can pretty much pick up, you know, if in have a relatively small burn. But the problem that lies is that if you're off on this area, even by, you know, just a little bit, it's going to show, and you know you'll be just an insane amount of distance away from the target. So I'm trying to find the nodes just so I can kind of line up here for a little bit. I know it probably won't stay perfect, but we have to do a relatively long burn, so this thing maybe should be able to do that. Actually, that's not bad. I mean, we don't have an intense amount of fuel left, but I'm fairly confident that that will be able to pick up on that. Yeah, that should work. Once again, I'm not going to wait until my nodes are perfect. I'll just kind of get it close and start the burn, because I don't know if this thing is going... Oh my god, it's freaking out. Turn off SAS and turn on the RCS. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, it looks like this thing's going to be able to make the burn. That's amazing. Did not plan on that. It's always these designs, you know, when you launch them, it's always good to have stuff like this happen. You know, you never really expect it, so it's always kind of amazing. I might also bring one of these to the Moon space station, so, the Moon Fuel Depot. There we go. I'm just gonna cancel this node. Pesky node. That's looking pretty good. I'm probably... Wow. This thing is just working out in all kinds of ways. The ascending and descending nodes are, like, actually pretty good. I don't have to even change anything, almost. This flight is, like, almost becoming routine. But I plan on changing this, you know, I ended up changing it over to a space station. That's the only thing you know, the indicator. So, yes, Ion Station Alpha. You know, I do like to use the word alpha in, like, basically everything. But, yeah, whatever. It works. So this thing is getting really close to burn time. Let's see. I'm just gonna try to bring this in and see if I can bring these nodes together without even... Alright, SAS, we need RCS. God, these nodes just spaz out, my god. Oh, you're killing me, nodes. But, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do a burn, and I'm going to see if this will come to this. And if that happens, Even if it's within 50 kilometers, I think I'll be okay with that. You know, I really don't know. I think I may have matched it up pretty good, but, you know, it's a little, that little gap right there, this far out, that gap is, like, intense. Stop. There we go. I almost, passed the node there, or whatever. Let's see. Alright, 17 minutes. I want to get this down to, like, I don't know, 5 or something. And then I'll do my burn. Hopefully this episode doesn't run on too long, but I knew that was going to happen. Alright, let's get rid of this. There we go. It's amazing. I just put those Sepatrons on there. I never really planned on the Sepatrons to do that. Well, I mean, I did plan on them to do that, but I never actually planned to have Sepatrons on here like that. So, it really does work out. How close is this getting now? Alright, they're almost overlapping, so that is even better. I'm going to try to pass this node here, because this node's in 15, and, alright, yeah, there's some time there. Let's see what happens if I speed this up. Let's see how this changes our node. Alright, we got an encounter with the moon. The pesky moon just wants to be visited all the time. And I don't want to go there. I'm sorry, moon. Just leave me alone. Alright, so this burn, once I pass this, I can set up a burn right here, and let's see how close these get. You know, that's looking pretty good, but I don't think that is 100%. Alright, no. Let's bring this back. Come on. I don't really rely on this either as being a tool to, you know, understand where my nodes are and stuff like that, but I do use it because it really does help out. So our burn is in an hour. And now it's in 16 minutes. Alright, let's bring this down just a little bit further. Now, once again, I don't really do my burn, like, directly on the time that it tells me, just because it really, you know, once again, once you're this far out, I mean, it kind of doesn't matter so much, because you can always pick up for it other places. So, let's just see if this thing's stable. Nope, doesn't look like it, not even a little bit. I'm gonna have to get rid of this stage, possibly. I don't even know. Are these lined up? I didn't even check to see if these are lined up in the beginning. Alright, well, it looks like we're gonna burn a little bit extra RCS fuel than we need. And I think I should start this burn here before we miss it. Well, yeah, this thing's jumping around a little bit. I'll just bring this down, and I'm going to cancel this node to see where they line up. There we go. Let's see what we get. That's not bad at all. I'll stick with that. Wait. See, this is another thing that happens that's really weird. Oh my god. Too much RCS. No, I don't want it to be at 26. Yeah, 13, you know, it was at like 0. But then it jumps around like that, so then, you know, we were good with the 3.6. Now I kind of screwed it up for us, but whatever. Slowing down out here is really not a problem either, so. But it's just the weirdest thing how something like that will just jump around all crazy. So, I get that all the time, too. It's actually really annoying. Now, I really hope that this thing really does have a lot of fuel, or enough fuel, I should say, in order to keep it in a decent orbit. It really doesn't, or well, not a decent orbit, but Alright, I'm gonna start right here, actually, because this thing is close enough as it is. I don't know why the node would say back there would be the most optimal spot, but alright, we need to burn. This thing is going to pee away RCS, so I gotta be a little mindful of that. And it's got way too many RCS ports on it, so, and that's kind of my fault on design, but I didn't really think about that, so, you know, I'm sure I could have gotten rid of these things too, but whatever. Once again, things happen. I'll just bring this up a little bit higher. We want to get to this thing in some time in the next, like, century, so. Locking on is always a great thing, too, with this. I mean, just lining up like this, when you're this far out, it really, even just, you know, you don't need to constantly correct it and push everything all around, and, you know, worry that you're not lined up, or after, you know, X amount of time it won't be lined up anymore. It generally will, you know, stick with its target for a while, and, you know, that's just because we're so far out and everything. The orbit is a little different, so. Alright, I'm gonna bump this over a little bit because it is just a tidbit off. Kind of slow us down a little bit. It does slow you down, you know, when you're correcting this, obviously, because I am burning the opposite direction, but it's what we need to do anyways. We are getting pretty friggin' close to this thing, so it would be okay to, you know, just slow down a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down to about 3, and then we will use time warp to pick up for the rest of this. And I'm just gonna slow down because we are going to be getting close here in a relatively short time. This thing looks awesome too. It really does remind me of like EVE Online with some of the, when you build like a really big station. Alright, so our first order of business will be to dock up there, and I'm going to flip around. Now, docking this first piece is going to be a little bit of a problem, but once we get rid of this first little piece right here, the little chunky, I think it should be a little bit more stable. Even if it's not, it really isn't going to be that much of a problem because we'll only be moving over a docking port, so I ended up elevating the docking ports on this thing as well, so that, I think, might help a little bit. Wait, no, we need to lock on the center small one here. But yeah, I didn't want to waste a launch, so I ended up deciding that bringing 2 vehicles would be the better option than just bringing 1 vehicle. You know, if I have the room and the weight, why not do it? So, alright, yeah, okay, that docking port is set as target, and I'm going to turn off RCS and SAS. Well, I'll turn on RCS. I just want to line myself up a little bit, bring it over just a tidbit. That way we're kind of coming at the thing more dead on than we are sideways. It just won't work out. Alright, bring this up a little bit more. And turn on, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Turn that on, and we need to start going up, I guess. let's see. Now, I don't want to bump into the station, obviously, but, you know, if I... Whoa, I think we passed it, or we came close to. No, 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 we need to slow down. Why isn't it slowing down? There we go. Yeah, we need to slow down sometime, please. Please. And I'm just going to back off a little bit too, because I feel like I'm getting a little bit too close. I don't even know, I may have bumped the station already, so I didn't even realize how close I am, so. Alright, bring that over. Just bring this up a little bit more. I think I said this before, but, you know, I've said this like a million times already, but it's like Top Gun, I swear to God. Docking in this game. You know, one thing I wanted to change too was the space station, the Kerbal Space Station. I think I'm going to add something to it, guys. And this isn't because, you know, I'm like upset with it or anything like that. I think it's a very good station, but I think I could add on to it. It's just me, though. You know, it's been so long since I've revisited that thing, other than, you know, when I'll have a video occasionally, me, like, messing around with it. Alright, whoa. Do we got it? Do we got it? I think we got it. Nice. Alright, so anyways, I think I should show this thing off for at least a second. I'll decouple. Now this thing is going to be used for satellite refueling, at least the RCS. I didn't really think about adding anything else to it. I was going to, but, you know, whatever. It's kind of like a little cool thing. I've seen these things before on a few different people's videos, and I always thought it was kind of a cool idea, but I'd never actually made one. Why is it moving? Yeah, I'm not liking that, but whatever. What can you do? Now, hopefully there's enough clearance between these two docking ports that I can dock this one up just kind of right alongside of the other one. There we go. Wow, this thing's just spazzing out. Alright, is it going over? Or am I mistaken? No, we need to go up a little. You know, hopefully this is just going to be very routine. No, 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 we're going down. No, 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 no. Stop going that way. No, 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 we're going the wrong way. Thank God there's no Kerbals on board. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. Perfect. I couldn't believe how easy that was. Alright, so what we need to do is I'm going to transfer some of this fuel out into these. We have our refueler now. I'm going to test this thing out. I'm really skeptical as far as how big the fuel storage is on it, because it is a really, really small tank. It's basically, if you took, everyone knows the size of the tank, obviously. I mean, it's It's the tank that basically is the same thing as the really, really long one. So I don't know the name of it, but it's the really, really, really long one. The only really long one, except for the orange tank. So, but I am kind of skeptical. I did put a nuclear engine on there, so everything should work out. But you know, once again, the game's a sadist. So, like, let's see. This has. I'm just going to. Yeah, there we go. This thing has full fuel, this has full fuel, and this is good. Just check the... Alright, everything's looking good. You know, I learned from my Duna landing now, I'm just going to start checking the fuel tanks on everything. So this thing now is up to 120,000 storage. Oh, that's so much, Xenon. It's just intense. Wow, and this stage we barely used it too. I mean, I really wish I could take this off and attach it on the bottom here. You know, once again, I told you the rocket was a little bit overpowered, whatever, but you know. Alright, let's get rid of this. Alright. Is this thing gonna just float on its merry little way away from us? Far, far away? It looks like it. Now, I don't see why this sheathing or whatever is still here. What I'm going to do is I think you can actually get rid of it. I'm just going to quick save. Something I haven't done in a while, which one thing I will say too is every mission after you're done, just quick save. Even if it was a successful mission, just quick save, because what ends up happening is, you know, say your next mission launches or whatever, and you hit F5, yeah, say goodbye to all your things, because you just basically deleted everything. Wow, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I'm actually surprised about that. That was... wow. F9. Totally not okay with that. So, now I'm really curious as to whether this thing is just going to destroy itself. Okay, well... I guess Kerbal just decided to solve our problem for us. Wow. I didn't even think that was possible. I thought it would keep the sheathing on there and all that stuff, but whatever. I might move this, to be honest. I'm not really okay with it being so close. I'm afraid that they're gonna just start hitting each other, and, you know, they don't like each other, probably. So, yeah, we got our refueler. I'm thinking about maybe adding a few other things here. Maybe I'll put a little bit more of a long-distance refueler. But this is basically, this refueler is going to be made to go from here to here and back. So, hopefully that works out. And that's a big hopefully. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, you know, subscribe. You know, always drop some comments. I'm always okay with reading your guys' comments. You always got some good stuff. But, yeah, anyways, I will see you next time.